On board right now with Matt Mode. This is the captain for that Str8 Tilted roster over here on the Cobra side. As we head into strongholds, it's B up for grabs. You can see Str8 Tilted are wasting no time trying to grab the sniper, trying to grab the stronghold. They do lose the sniper in the process. They secured B, but it's always about that cost. It's always about the checks and balances. And right now, it is a dicey start to this game.
Waystation going for the sniper off the start, but they get wasted doing that. Looking for the second chance opportunity with that overshield, and they do control that, but all the while, A and B go to Str8 Tilted, and if this continues, it might be the other team that's tilted, but God nades with a godly play with this overshield here. You don't see them earning a bunch of kills themselves. There you see one go down in the feed, but it's a lot of damage, a lot of assists, and that is going to lead to enough scoring for them to regain the lead.
Yeah, I love the play there from Godnades. Secured the capture, but didn't overextend, didn't overchase. Kind of let a couple players from Str8 Tilted escape through that bottom tunnel, that subway system. But what they won in the process was Waystation climbing up the scoreboard. And it's Crumble, no less, with the cheeky snipe headshot. That's how the cookie crumbles.
Starting to see why. Crumble was the first player to go for that rifle off the rip, but it's Map Mode with the no-scope, ripping the face of Godnades. Unbelievable shot, sure to get his team hype at a moment early in the match, Magic, where they're needing a they're barely in the lead, but gonna need a comeback here if this is gonna hold for Str8 Tilted. They will, in fact, regain the lead.
Dude, I want one peanut butter cookie for every time this game has changed leads, because it has been back and forth. About every 5-10 seconds we see that lead shift, and it's Matt Mode with the crispy snipe and now securing the Bravo stronghold. Doubling back here, says Crumble once again. It's the 1v1, the matchup, and this time it's Matt Mode once again winning out. A little bit of a rivalry brewing between those two as Matt Mode turns the tuck tail and leave, but one kill shy of the killing spree is instead chased down by the overshielded Chronicle.
And it's been a few more slays on the side of Str8 Tilted, but it's really been that overshield for Waystation that's sort of steadying the ship, as they have done a great job utilizing that overshield to previously break the setup of A and then gain control of it. Now they're doing it on the C side, looking at a potential trip cap. As this one feels like a Slayer, Magic, and how back and forth it's been.
Yeah, Chronicle did such great work with use of that overshield. You know, first securing Alpha, rotating over to C, doubling back, and really just making the most out of that bonus to the shield. And Chronicle is still rolling strong, holding out to top mid, maybe peeked out a little bit too far at C, and you see that the chase is on. It looks like Str8 Tilted are ready to answer back, but for now, Str8 Tilted are caught in the back of that C spawn. They do get the opening pick, but it's equalized out, and now it's Dala with the kills. Dala is stacking it up. Maybe the Bills, or in this case, the kills.
Oh, what a big win there at C to keep that in possession for Str8 Tilted, but for Dala, it's an unbelievable play at the pillars to keep Waystation right in it. 73-55. I don't think at any moment in this match it's been more than 15 seconds between these two teams. And Magic and Strongholds, it's a game of runs, right? It's like playing basketball at Rucker Park. You expect teams to score 10, and then the next team scores 10, and back and forth. In the case of Halo, you'd expect a team to maybe go up by 60 to 100 seconds, right? Like even 100 seconds is still a wildly close ball game in Strongholds. Here we haven't had more than 20 seconds between the two teams. I cannot imagine a closer start to this championship.
So incredibly back and forth and so tight. Now we see a 30-second lead, which, as you said, normally wouldn't seem like a lot, but in this match, it's the most significant lead we've seen yet, and it's on the side of Waystation. Watch out, though. Total Carnage wins over the overshield, and they might have Str8 Tilted right back in this fight. That plasma grenade did negate that overshield, but look at the lead. It's tightening up yet again as Str8 Tilted have the stronghold control.
Oh, they had the competitors tonight that said 30 seconds, Magic. We're going to make sure it gets right back to where we should be, within the 10-second threshold. This game so back and forth and so evenly matched, too, in the kill feed. You take a look at all of the groupings. Everybody seems to be right along the same line. Like 3 players on Waystation with 7 kills collectively, and then everybody right around the same assist within 2 assists on Str8 Tilted. So it's hard to say which direction this one's going to go, Magic, because everybody's playing out of their mind.
But that was a pivotal point for Waystation. Everyone playing out of their minds, tight grouping, but Waystation did resume their control onto B just before losing that lead. And now there's only 2 players left alive on the map. It's Chronicle versus Venom. Venom kind of peeks at the big door. Chronicle holds his ground. They both back off. That's going to count as a win for Waystation because they have that 30-second lead back.
1v1 like it's a grudge match between 2 online trash talkers. Instead, this is just game 1 of a best of 5 that is looking more and more likely to go the distance as this one has stayed close. Starting to see that Waystation squad build a little bit of a lead here as they're now trickling into that 60-second threshold. And that's really where, Magic, you start to feel like you're in control. You start to really feel like you're in the lead now if you're Waystation.
Yeah, but it might be a false sense of security. As you said, with strongholds, that lead can change hands so quickly. You can never be comfortable until you see the victory across the screen. And just like that, it's Waystation with a triple cap. What was just a back and forth game of 10-second leads is starting to snowball away from Str8 Tilted. Total Carnage looking for a response and trying to gain some map control. The heat wave in hand is going to help with some utility. But look at how Waystation is stocked up there on C. He's outnumbered and has to leave with his life.
Yeah, Waystation has to be feeling good now because, like you said, at the 60-second mark, okay. But now that they've built it into a 100-second lead, another overshield grab for them as well as, I believe that's 3 for 3, if not 3 for 4 on this map. So Waystation controlling the sandbox and the stronghold so far in game 1.
I do believe that Total Carnage on the side of Str8 Tilted had the last overshield that was negated by that plasma grenade, so was at least utilized by Str8 Tilted, even if there wasn't a lot really won over by that power-up. It was well countered by Waystation as they are holding on to this 100-point lead. They get back the seaside control, and Total Carnage now has the sniper in hand, finds the takedown. No one is contesting him at the nest. He has it locked down, but there's 2 players at B. As he tosses the grenade, he goes down, and Crumble, using the shroud screen to just duck for cover, regens, and looks none the worse for wear.
Final push here for Str8 Tilted as they've regained control of A and C, but it's Crumble looking to crumble the hopes of their opponent as a securing of A and now possibly even C would be absolutely devastating if they're not able to regain control, as we now have Waystation into the 200s in a match, Magic, that's been 30 seconds ago we were talking about how it's only been 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds apart. Now this squad has nearly been doubled, maybe tripled up on.
That score is out of control, but I think we're going to see a quick reset because just like we see with HCS Mikowski, there's consistency in Halo. When they had the overshield, they really made the most out of it. That was a key factor in that 100-point lead.
Yeah, Chronicle with the overshield and Crumble with the snipe. So we're already seeing with one of those victory parameters in the hands of Crumble with that sniper. And look at that. Speaking of Lucid, he's got the Lucid combo. Heat wave sniper in his hands. Let's see what Crumble can do with it.
Well, hoping that Crumble can make some magic with the use of that sniper. I like the patience here, the heat wave as well. You see the kills looking very one-sided. Crumble's about to have the trifecta. Heat wave, sniper, overshield. Crumble is the most deadly player on this map, and for right now, it's Waystation looking for the potential of a triple cap, but they're not going to be giving it easy. Crumble has to double back. He takes some damage. He deals with the kill, utilizing a little bit of the sniper and primarily that heat wave. And Crumble really being patient here with the use of these weapons. He knows that he has to stay alive to keep the power-up control on the side of Waystation.
Yeah, Crumble, patient in the macro and the micro. In that one specific battle for C, we saw Crumble miss that first no scope. A lot of times, Magic, you see players, especially in a match like this where you just want it so bad, they keep popping the no scopes that have just no chance of hitting. Instead, we saw Crumble calm, cool, and collected, pulled out the heat wave and landed the 2-3 shots he needed to take down his opponent with no sweat. Incredible patience and perseverance here from the likes of Crumble.
It paid off in the early stages of this reset, but now we see Str8 Tilted with a little bit of zone control and a nice piv win there from Matt Mode. Coming out as the team captain here for Str8 Tilted, you need to win those 1v1 plays if you're going to lead your team back into this game, but it's struggling. It's not enough. Even though Matt Mode wins that kill, they are losing control of the map, and you're looking at the slays side to side. It's pretty one-sided on the side in the favor of Waste Station as Chronicle adds another tally mark to that kill count. They're nearing very close to this victory. In fact, I think they hit the amount they needed. About the 60-second mark is going to be enough. Yeah, they can start off how they started game number 1, really meeting kill for kill, and then find that mid-game second win that they need to tie up the series. I believe it. We saw Map Mode winning a pivotal 1v1, so we know that there's players on Str8 Tilted that can win out those slays, but it's unfortunate to see the first power of that active camo once again in Waste Station control, and Dala already finding a cleanup kill with the use of that camo. He's like a phantom. You can tell that he has free range of this map. He might flank around over here to the refrigerator side, catch a couple players off guard, and right now Str8 Tilted are caught in the yellow refrigerator and they're trapped back here. All of a sudden, a 5-point lead for Waste Station, and it was pivoted upon the point of Dala picking up the camo.
And Dala picking up that camo magic, usually it's after at least 4 go on the board, right? 4 to 1 maybe you'd see, and then a camo gets grabbed. In that instance, when Dala grabbed camo, it was 1 to 1. So he could not have grabbed camo in a more mixy situation, essentially stole it from underneath the nose of Str8 Tilted and continues rotating on the map. We saw an incredibly efficient use of that camo earlier, and Dala still staying alive.
I like Str8 Tilted, though. They were just down by 5, but look at this. Out of nowhere, it's a 1-point game. In fact, they're in a
nice
2v1 situation, and the bait and switch comes through. It's Matt Mode and Venom working in perfect unison to get those clean kills, and we were just applauding Waste Station for a 5-point lead. We are deadlocked here, looking very reminiscent to what we saw in the early stages of Game 1.
And you're probably wondering, how did they come back? Perfect visual example there. The bait and switch, taking advantage of your numbers and teamwork. You don't have to have the better shot. You don't have to do more damage than your opponent. But if you play your position and you play your numbers like we saw there, you could absolutely find yourself back in it if you're Str8 Tilted.
Yeah, and look at the stats. It's Venom coming out with the assist in that scenario and Matt Mode with the kills, but it's camo on the ground. And would you be surprised? Again. Dala with back-to-back active camos. Scooped it up, called him opportunistic to have another camo. And if he can work with it like he did in the first round, we might see a 5-point lead just materialize here, but it looks like there's a little bit of an adjustment from Str8 Tilted. They find out the camo, they take him down, they eliminate that advantage.
My man Dala went to the 7-Eleven, got some gas, got some Red Bull, got some chips, and they handed him change in the form of camo because he's absolutely dominated with it in the first 2 instances. 2 for 2 with that camo, but not quite the proficiency we saw, not quite the optimization that we saw with that first camo run. I believe only 1, maybe. I don't even know if we actually saw a kill there for Dala in that second camo run. We saw at least 2 or 3 before, so great job. If you're Str8 Tilted, if you're not going to grab camo, if you're not going to control that part of the sandbox, you have to at least make sure you check your corners and check for camo, because those are 2 instances that could absolutely have you seeing the respawn screen.
It was Jarvel lurking in the corner, catches the perfect back smack, and shout out to 90 on the observer, perfectly positioned to be able to catch that play as it materialized on our screen. Jarvel uses the thruster there to get the melee before being taken down, and usually you would credit somebody when they're on the respawn screen, but getting the melee led to an easy cleanup kill for the teammate. Now we have a little bit of a lead here for Str8 Tilted as we near the halfway point of this match.
And now, okay, so this is so intriguing to me because this is exactly like what Strongholds was, right, Magic? I even said it feels like a Slayer in how back and forth it is. At this moment, though, in the Strongholds previously in Game 1, this is where Waste Station started to run away with it. So for Str8 Tilted, I need to see more of those numbers advantages, more of those bait and switches, because trading out is not going to be enough, but it might just with a 3-kill lead now. Str8 Tilted are starting to build into that win parameter where you could start to trade out. So this is massively beneficial to them after a Game 1 loss where it sort of slipped away from them. Now they seem to be holding strong.
Yeah, I think it's Str8 Tilted, even with the way they handled the second round of camo versus the first round. They're making those mid-game adjustments. They're relying on the team plays, and it's total carnage. You had the active camo, finds a clean kill, gets the melee on the second, the assist comes through, but even more importantly, finally, they're shifting that power of control, keeping the camo out of Dala's hands in particular.
Jarble having a great game for this Str8 Tilted roster. Most kills and the most assists. That is massive damage output on this Aquarius Slayer map that plays like a fishbowl, and he's shooting fish in a barrel. Mad Mode, the captain, now pushing up, spots a player in the fridge, but he goes down. Dala over by that thruster, might need to use it, but he doesn't have it in his back pocket. Instead, Mad Mode sends him back to the respawn screen, and it's now a 5-kill lead for Str8 Tilted.
A 5-kill lead, and the assist count is what I need to draw your attention to. 20 assists on the side of Str8 Tilted.
Look at that grouping.
That's more than half of the kills that they have on the board have been assisted. The team fire is locked in, and they have almost double the number of assists of the side of Waste Station. Look at Mad Mode rotating through. Str8 Tilted really relying on the team play, and why not? It's working for them.
And you know how you have more assists than half of the slays, Magic?
Yeah.
Baiting and switching. That is exactly. We're getting to witness the assist through the bait and switch and the team help here. Matt maybe gets into a 1v1 gunfight here, gets down to 1 shield, and then calls for a teammate here to help. As you can see, total carnage in the corner of the generator, playing perfect Halo, perfect process here as Mad Mode goes back to engage, but Venom there trades it out up 6. That's a great win condition for you.
Yeah, and Total Carnage stays alive. You see more team fire coming through, trying to regen the shield, trying to hit the melee. Connects on a few rounds of the BR, but Dala should be able to survive here because he did not take that melee in the process of the kill. A 7-point lead for Str8 Tilted, and right now, Waste Station, they have to play from a deficit. We haven't seen that yet through this series until now. Reaching the home stretch on board with Str8 Tilted, it's Venom, 11 slays and 6 assists, having a great stat line. Looking for more team play as he's getting shot in the back. He's going to try to milk his life, but he doesn't round the corner in time.
And I'm just amazed at the team play for Str8 Tilted. What a great regain and bounce back after losing game 1.
Yeah.
Look at the grouping of kills and assists for that Str8 Tilted roster. Everybody within 1-2 of each other. Everyone is shooting the same thing. And in most cases, everybody's down to bait and switch. And that's tough because to bait and switch, you got to kind of put your life on the line. You got to get down to 1 shot to where you press the opponent to want to chase that kill. You come around the corner and it's a full shield opponent. But there we see 3 go down for Str8 Tilted. The final chance for Waste Station to come back is right here.
I like this choice from Godnades, even though you think they might need to push that numbers advantage. Godnades didn't have the advantage. He was caught on the low ground, giving information to teammates on where that Str8 Tilted roster is going to be respawning. Holding onto this top mid control, has some great damage over onto the refrigerator side, but it's across the map. It's in the utility room where the fight goes down. It looks like it's a little trade of kills, 2 for 2 on either side, and that's always going to favor the team in the lead, as Str8 Tilted are just 4 slays away from tying up the series.
And this is so impressive for Str8 Tilted to maintain this 6-kill lead. They have, in a moment where they lost control in game 1, they regained it in game 2 and never looked back. They're actually building on the lead to potentially to a 2-possession, 8-kill game. So for Str8 Tilted, cannot imagine a more convincing bounce back win as we now have a tie series 1-1.
All right, everybody, we're getting right back into game number 3. Just a quick break, grab some water, catch our breath, and get ready for what is setting up to be an incredible series. Mikowski, from the looks of game number 1, going to Waste Station, game 2 to Str8 Tilted, what do you expect to see here in game 3?
Ties, 50% to 50% on individual hills, a 1-1, a 2-2 game, as this one's been really close up until the halfway mark. For whatever reason, one of these 2 teams seems to take the match and run with it at the halfway mark. So I'm keeping my eyes on that up until the halfway mark. How close does it stay? Because if the previous games are any indication, it's going to be really close.
All right, so halfway mark in King of the Hill is going to be 2 captures for either team, but not expecting it to be a 2-0. Could be 1-1, then 2-1. We'll see where it goes from there. That's really going to be the turning point if the pattern continues. On board now with Matt Mode. That's the team captain once again for Str8 Tilted. Matt Mode really impressed me in game number 2 with that bait and switch play, but now it's the sneaky back smack out of nowhere. Honestly, that gives me a little bit of a question. Waste Station, how are you not calling that out? Because Matt Mode was engaging with a teammate, with an enemy on C plat, and he gets that back smack for free anyways.
Yeah, you almost gave Matt Mode the solo bait and switch potential there with the back smack. I don't know what that was exactly, but a big win for them as Matt has continued this streak. Takes down an opponent, looks for the second in the hill, and this would be a huge takedown. But look at the help and support from Dala. Love that as he drops into the hill, saves his teammate, and continues the scoring for Waste Station. Got to give credit, though, to Str8 Tilted. They've put up a lot of points on the board despite getting a little outslayed in that first hill. So Great objective efficiency from them, but not enough as Waystation takes the 1-0 lead.
Now, Matt Mode was absolutely the player to watch with that back smack, but unfortunately the rest of the team was taken down. Matt Mode, as last alive, was also eliminated. That gave the time Waystation needed to get the first hill capture on the board, but hill number 2, this has recently moved position from that long haul corner into a much more open line of sight here on the C platform, and because of that, you don't see either team with significant time yet. They need to get some slays to clear out space. This hill is anything but safe.
And speaking of time, a new format here in competitive Halo where the millisecond, as you can see, that foot steps into a hill, you are scoring points for your team. So it's gonna lead to more, I think, 4-3 or 4-2 games. I think you're gonna see Magic. You're gonna see 4 hills reached more often than not in King of the Hill. It really eliminates sort of a cheesy, sort of slow strategy that allows teams to just sort of play for slays and time. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore with this current existing format for King of the Hill and the changes that came with it.
Yeah, we talk so much about hills being kind of a mosh pit for grenades, right? I think some of that is negated because of the change. You can duck out of the hill to dodge a grenade and then hop right back onto it. You don't sacrifice so much by playing a little bit more safely with your time, as Jarboil gets the kill at the back of C, and right now it's Slays all going for Str8 Tilted. They nearly have the tie game, and there it is. It comes across the board.
Huge.
They found the Slays, they locked it down, and then just won out the fights they needed to really anchor that second hill.
And look at this, Str8 Tilted. This could be a big win here. On the top A side, Total Carnage wins the Piv. And it's a pivotal because you have Waystation spawning on the Neil side of the map. That A hill, so difficult to break. And it looks like Waystation, despite being down in numbers, is going to take it. But no, Venom takes the first floor instead. Takes the elevator as well. He says, I'm not going to take the stairs. I'm going to take the elevator, as now Str8 Tilted has control of a nearly impenetrable force.
But you know the rule: in case of fire, you're supposed to take the stairs. And right now, who's on fire? It's Matt Mode, who's 12 and 3, forcing everybody to take the stairs while this inferno is raging. Look at the cover fire. Unfortunately, a little bit of team fire, maybe just a single bullet. Matt Mode is taking on the aggro as he's at full health, and he hasn't even come out with a scratch in that 1v1. He's gonna have to fall back for a minute here just to preserve his life. He's outnumbered, and Total Carnage does find a kill to help even things out as Matt Mode re-engages.
No way.
He is continuing to just blaze a trail through the Waystation roster.
Unbelievable positioning, unbelievable shots. As I'm asking myself the whole time, is he going to stay alive? Is he going to stay alive? He's staying alive. How? He's still alive. And it's been this sort of, again, bait and switch with yourself. He takes the corner, acts like he's going over to C, and then just comes right back. Right. Matt, finding the time and space, finding the assist there as Venom cleans up the kill, cleans up more time. And it's a potential 2-1 lead here for Str8 Tilted after Waystation scored first and looked to be the dominant force instead.
Not guaranteed yet, but Matt Mode is still alive on elevator. And with this hill capture coming through, I'm not going to say single-handedly won by one player, but you have to give full credit to Matt Mode for the clutch plays and survivability that led to this lead for Str8 Tilted.
And I think that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for the captain of these squads to play like a captain as Matt gets another kill on Chronic. 360 double kill. Steals the hill at Whitehall for Str8 Tilted. And right now it might be Waystation that's a little tilted instead.
Oh my gosh, 18 and 3. We started talking about Matt Mode when he was at 12 and 3. Since then, added 6 more slays. It's almost like he knew this was his time on the broadcast. He was waiting all season for this moment. And when better to really bring the heat than here in the finals?
Did you see that? Matt, looking down sights at the Whitehall, spots 2 very, very angry players G-sliding towards him, sprinting.
Oh my gosh, he just deleted camo.
Instead, decides to go up top where he's got some friends, got a couple homies, turns a 1v2 into a 3v1. It's that level of positioning and decision-making here for Str8 Tilted and Matt Mode that has them in the lead here. But again, 2-1 in the game, tied on the hill. This is exactly what we expected, Magic.
Oh, he's finally taken down, but he sends a player off the map. I was looking for that frenzy, Mikowski. I'll be honest. I was halfway listening to what you were saying, but mostly I was watching to see if Matt Mode was gonna hit the frenzy. But he finally is taken down. And look at the time on this hill, though, won by Str8 Tilted.
Oh my God.
Waystation have to 100% this hill because there's only like a pinky toe worth of time that Str8 Tilted need to get the 3-1 lead.
Oh, and this is tough though because it's gonna make Str8 Tilted desperate this hill no matter what. No matter what the hill says, they're gonna push for it because of the fact that they were at 99%. There you see Matt push into it, but he goes down. That's just such a tough spot for Str8 Tilted to be in. And what looked like a 3-1 lead for them is now a 2-2 tie. This match, this series could not be any closer.
Great response there from Waystation. They waited until the final second, the final moment, but they did not give up on that hill. And because of it, they're rewarded with now the tied game. What could have been running away from them is deadlock, just as you called it. This is the turning point. This is the halfway point. This hill is also crucial, and both teams are fighting with that level of intensity as Total Carnage gets some damage onto Dala, sets it up. The kill is traded out, 2 down on both sides, leaving us a little isolated 2v2. Venom rains down shots, down the pipes, threads the needle, finds the kill.
And there's still plenty of time left in this game, Magic, but I really feel like next hill wins because of the propensity these two teams have shown to run away with it once they get the lead after halftime. It leads to me to believe that whoever scores that third hill, they're going to go and score 4, make it a 4-2 game based on what history has shown. But at this point, I feel like you can't be too... You have to expect the unexpected almost at this rate.
The only thing that you can plan for is something that you can't plan for.
Yeah.
Something unpredictable is going to happen. We don't know how this is going to shake out. But this 5th hill, well, once again, it's the players playing like this is the final hill. It's very close with both teams just shy of the halfway mark. But Crumble is locking down the A side spawn. So holding on to his life is double important because it's going to give favorable spawns to the rest of the team. He finds 2 targets, pushing him through the bottom control as he ducks and kind of matrix dodges out of the ways of the plasmas. This team fire is coming through, but he does not want to leave this high ground position just yet.
This is unbelievable, Magic. We do, in fact, have a 2-2 tie in the score, tied in the hill as well. I have never... this is unbelievable. Crumble with the unbelievable double. The triple kill assist going to go down as 3 go down for Str8 Tilted. That's a huge grenade, but 4 go down for Str8 Tilted. Waystation with the chance to put the finishing touches on this third hill and maybe even this game right here.
Dala, who's locking down the objective. Dala with 17 slays, and it's Godnade's trying to clear out the top of A. Gets the melee, hopefully trading out that kill. But look at the kills. It's Str8 Tilted finding kill after kill.
No way.
Crumble as the last alive. And just like we saw in the previous hill, now it's reversed. Str8 Tilted are trying to steal the hill.
No way we're Magic. No way we're about to witness 2 back-to-back 99 percentile hills not go to the team that had 99%. Unbelievable. Camo now into the suit of Waystation, but that gets burned instead. But that's all a distraction. Str8 Tilted with the 3-2 lead. They do, in fact, come back on that hill. 99% back-to-back scenarios have us with a 1 hill lead for Str8 Tilted. Wow.
You just can't count the hill until you see it added to the scoreboard. Back-to-back hills at the 99% mark, stolen by the opposition, and full credit to both of these teams for playing to the final seconds. And I thought Camo was burned as well, but somehow it's in Matt Mode's armor right now. I saw it sitting there at the bottom of the box. Somehow Matt Mode finds it, scoops it up, putting it to work.
What can't the captain do? He's making the sneaky, cheeky plays too. He's got Godnades down. And it's the God shots that have his team in the driver's seat. And this is big, Magic. This is like a baby game 5. This is a diet game 5 right here. A game 3 swing game where you take a massive advantage going up 2-1. Right now, it's looking like Str8 Tilted.
A dying game. Okay, we'll come back to that. That was too good. That was too good to leave.
You didn't like that? You like that?
I like that. I like that a lot. The swing game called the Diet Game 5. Godnade has the shock rifle, the Diet S7 sniper in hand, looking for a couple of perfect shots. Ends up with a couple of body shots instead. Has to duck off the hill, but again, that change is so crucial. Godnade's hops back on, immediately getting more points. The shock rifle doesn't connect, goes back to the BR. There's 3 players from Str8 Tilted are contesting this hill.
And his map mode on mouse and keyboard as well, he's looking
or like 500
slippy.
sensitivity.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Max sensitivity nonetheless is starting to see a little. You're starting to build some of the whys for how this player is so cracked, plays on such a fast sensitivity, and still hits his shots. But the team wipe all going down for Str8 Tilted. Just as we saw, oh my magic. No way we go back to back to back 99 percentile where the other team that was down in the sequence comes back. There's no way, right? There's no way.
There's no way. You're almost like baiting it to happen. Did that camo actually get burned, or are we going to turn around and see Matt with camo? I don't know. But the hill instead is clutched up by Str8 Tilted, with both teams having half of the hill captured until Str8 Tilted ran away with the final stages of the game. That gives them the 2-1 advantage as we load into game number 4. We're going to take a skirt and head over to the streets as Jarble gets the double kill, gets the triple kill with the use of those rockets.
And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, game 1 won by Waystation, the OBJ strongholds, I believe it was on live fire. And that was done through the sandbox, right? And now we're on streets, a map that has equally as much volume in the terms of a sandbox. So I'm thinking to myself, this leans back in favor of Waystation, but instead it's Str8 Tilted off the rip, grabbing those rockets, grabbing a little bit of control of the oddball. Str8 Tilted look like they do have the ability to put the finishing touches here on this series.
We'll see if it ends up as heading to that game 5, or is this Str8 Tilted locking it down? Oddball Streets, 14 seconds, won by Str8 Tilted, but this oddball's to now no man's land. In fact, it's gonna be Waystation actually finding the pickup as Godnades with the cover fire wins a pivotal 1v1, and that provides a layer of security and defensive position for the rest of Waystation.
Ooh, Godnades setting up a potential back smack here on the corner. You better make sure you check your pulse if you're Waystation, pushing through as Jarble down to 1 shot at the tire side of the map. Gonna just stay alive and call for his teammate to come pick up the assist. Great teamwork there from Str8 Tilted, but it's a great play ball there from Waystation. I love that play ball, sensing the pressure on the A tower, throwing it out to the very middle of the map, making it as difficult as possible for either of these two teams to regain control of that oddball. But all the while, through all the chaos and all the carnage, it's Str8 Tilted sneaking that oddball away. But it's the 22 seconds that I'm surprised that Waystation was even able to put up that has them in the lead, however narrowly.
A nice little 5-second lead, in Total Carnage continuing to find kills. In fact, the kill leader in the whole lobby right now, 7-3 is Total Carnage. Where we saw Matt mode popping off in game number 3, it looks like Total Carnage now is the one to pick up that gauntlet. Speaking of Matt mode, we see with the Rockets a little bit of a trade of kills, gets 1 takedown before hitting the respawn screen himself. And now the lead has once again flipped side. My plate of peanut butter cookies is stacking up higher and higher.
Yeah, and you look at Carnage, he's really been stringing together a strong last 8, 9, 10 minutes or so from game to game. Last game, he only had 5 kills as we were approaching endgame, and then he finished with 15 out of nowhere. A big reason why they were able to come up with that clutch win. And now starting off this oddball match, it's Carnage carrying that same performance here at 7-4, helping his team lock down on the PD side.
But I'm going to keep my eyes out for players on the side of Waystation. We've seen Crumble with clutch plays. We've seen Dala with active camo plays, but also a laser of a BR. It's not over yet, but Total Carnage is the player to worry about even more so now, as we have all players in position here on the side of Str8 Tilted and the Stalker rifle, that red gun in hand. Total Carnage even sliding down the stairs, hits every shot for the perfect kill.
Yeah, I gotta call out, I gotta show some love to Total Carnage, because one, it's extremely difficult to compete in these tournaments, to put yourself in the arena. A lot of respect to Total Carnage, but then to go down and have a, let's just call it a poor performance for the first 80% of that last game, and then just say, almost like he splashed water on his face between games, or after a respawn, because he started popping off after having a poor start to that previous game. I don't know. It's the splash of water. It's the slap across the face to say, this is the championships. My team needs me now. That was Total Carnage in the mirror. Look at himself pointing. You know that meme where you point yourself? That's Total Carnage. And he's continuing to pop off 13-5, showing why we're talking so much about him.
Yeah, whatever that shift was, it's working, and it's continuing to work as Total Carnage finds kill after kill. We have a nice nearly 40-second lead here on the side of Str8 Tilted. But as Total Carnage goes down, look at Waystation. They're like, this is our chance. Get the oddball now. A little bit of desperation in that quick pickup. They needed it.
Hey, Goddays was the only player alive when he grabbed that oddball. So unbelievable that he was able to sneak away with it. But you're playing with time, right? You're playing with borrowed time when you make a play like that as the last player alive, rotating that oddball. It's just a matter of time before the numbers collapse. But look at this, another brilliant rotation. They said if you're gonna play the oddball out to me, I'm gonna sneak it and rotate it all the way over here to tires and trash now. So unbelievable play there, rotating this oddball to C is Waystation. But again, they go 3 down. So it's like the boogeyman. It's like the Reaper, right? He's always knocking on the door. He's always waiting for you. He's going to eventually get you as Str8 Tilted are now in the end game looking for the final 20.
They're straight boogeyman right now because they're getting kill after kill, and every time you think that Waystation have the oddball set up, it's broken through. Total Carnage is holding the line of defense. That's a big win for Dala to break through, but is it in time? Only 1 second left for Str8 Tilted, and it's not going to be enough. Even though the numbers are going the side of Waystation, it's too little too late. They need to reset for round 2.
This is such an unbelievable bounce back from Str8 Tilted, and I don't know. It's like they're living up to the namesake and straight ripping, but the tilted part, I see none of it because it's been nothing but straight regain from them every single time Waystation has had a play, a double kill like we see here from Crumble. 3 down for Str8 Tilted. They've always had an answer back. Matt doing a great job as the captain again, sort of stopping the bleeding. 3-4 go down again for Str8 Tilted, but not before he takes down 2 with him and make sure to deplete those rocket resources. So great plays there from Matt, despite the fact that it's been a better start here for Waystation instead.
Okay, Crumble, shout out the double kill with the Stalker rifle and doing more work. He actually got as many kills with the Stalker as Matt got with the rockets, just to kind of throw a little bit of a parallel there. And that's why, even though Matt Mode had rockets, had 2 kills, it was really the Stalker rifle plays and the kills with it that now has the lead for Waystation. I love the way they've, bounced back from round number 1 to take an early lead here in round 2. Their defense is holding, they're trading out kills, 2 go down for each side.
Matt Mode looking a little bit more like Beast Mode. Most OBJ and least deaths. I'm going to talk about some calculated Halo there from Matt. Great communication as well, because you don't make it almost 60 seconds into an oddball run, dying only 8 times, dying the least amount of times without some really, really strong coordinated efforts here as we see Matt Mode flanking up that P side, but spots only his teammate, so takes the cuts instead. Looks like he might have wanted to grab the oddballs. A 2v2 scenario. The cuts devastated with grenades. Matt Mode goes down to 1 shot. Can he stay alive?
Look like we're in the middle of an action flick with a number of explosions that were happening, and Matt Mode just kind of like dodging left and right, trying to survive like a meteor shower of grenades. And now he's caught in between 2 enemies from Waystation, has the player down to 1 shot, turns around to clean up the kill onto Crumble as he stares, and does he stay alive? He nearly survives the impossible.
When we talk about cycling a map magic, it's cycling the entirety of the map. There we saw Matt Mode cycling the cuts. A very difficult area to stay alive, like you said, because of those
did on recharge too,
aforementioned
right?
grenades. Yep. And then Matt Mode with the exact same play on the elevator previous game. So Matt Mode, he's not claustrophobic. We know that.
He seems to find one area of the map and just tries to lock it down, playing every single corner of cover. But it hasn't been enough, at least not yet. Godnade's won over the Rockets and got some coverage for the oddball rotation. And right now it's Waystation nearly at the halfway point. They're holding on to control. So even though we are shouting out some of the Str8 Tilted players for making good plays, the objective is where it all comes down to, as that lead has been won by Waystation. Crumble in a numbers disadvantage, hoping that the Bulldog is enough to stall for time. He gets the assist down to 1, might get the assist on the second. He does get 2 assists, and that stall was enough for Godnade's to roll through, clean up the rest of those kills, and that gives Waystation a good defensive setup.
Yeah, we were talking about the regain for Str8 Tilted, but maybe now we got to talk about the regain for Waystation, because out of nowhere, all of a sudden, they're up an entire minute, and it's been that sort of scrappy, punchy, scratch and claw strategy that has gotten this Waystation roster not only back in this game, but on the brink of tying up this round.
Oh, a nice win across the map there from Venom, shooting all the way over to Caution, but there's no time for a yellow light. It has to be go, go, go. Green lights only, because it's 18 seconds, all that Waystation need. The breakthrough comes in from Str8 Tilted just in time, but does their defense hold up? It hasn't yet in this round.
Waystation with a little bit of life, but it's now Str8 Tilted with an oddball hold, and it's almost looking like a elevator hold if they can't break through, but the
no.
grenades, oh my god, the spikes look like rockets exploding at the bottom A side. Take down 2 from Str8 Tilted, make it 3, and if Crumble and Godnades can maintain their life here, crucial scenario, down to 1 shot, 4 go down for Str8 Tilted. Pivotal survivability there from Godnades and Crumble as they both went down to no shields, had no hope, but stayed alive despite that.
And that's going to take us to a round 3, nearly guaranteed. And a key part of that was that that Str8 Tilted didn't play the ball out to middle. It was still there at the top of the A side tower. They were down in numbers, and I think it was actually Matt mode. Like, we give him a lot of credit for the captain for the good plays, but in this case, a little bit of a misstep to not throw the ball out to mid, and that gave Waystation the setup they needed for the final seconds.
Yeah, and objective efficiency in oddball is all on your play balls. It's not on milking out extra time. It's in making sure that the other team doesn't milk out the extra time with those well-timed play balls, and they don't necessarily have to be resets off the map. You don't have the opportunity here on Streets, but that doesn't mean you can't have a fantastic play ball. Sometimes the throw out from top A to top C, you can launch that oddball across the map. So Waystation showing why and how, despite not having numbers, a few well-timed sneaky pulls with the oddball and a good rotation and some survivability have them scrapping back into this match.
Oh, Venom very quick with the melee, picks up the rockets, puts it to work. Venom made some big plays in round number 2, but most notably has 14 assists. We're looking at the assist count in particular.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, Venom is leading the way, but it's still one-sided. Str8 Tilted with plenty more assists than the side of Waystation. I didn't do the quick math just yet, but Venom's
Almost
14
double.
sure stands out.
Yeah, almost double in the assist count, and starting to see that in the scoreboard reflected. A little bit of a slip up in round 2 for Str8 Tilted after what looked like a strong round 1, but hey, it's not how you start. It's not how you look in the mid game. It's how you look in the end game, and it's specifically in an oddball round 3 as Str8 Tilted have taken the 40 uncontested second lead and looking for more.
And Dala is kind of forced to push. This is going to be a tough push for Dala. A little bit of a 1v2, but finds the kill. That kill was set up. Might even find a double kill, but doesn't get the melee off. 2 players from Str8 Tilted are staying alive, but it's only 1 player. It's only Matt Mode left alive on the roster, and he's trying to push in before the reset comes through. He's not going to get there in time. Smart to double back and live and wait for the rest of the respawners to come and back him up. As he has a player down to 1 shot, you see the ping coming through, that player hiding on subway bench, and he's waiting for rockets. Smart plays, and great to not over-aggress.
Waystation sends the cleanup crew to pick up Matt Mode, but he says, no, I'm putting on my Waystation hat for tonight, and I'm cleaning all y'all up, as we saw Chronicle and the rest of his team push in. They seemingly did not have any idea where Matt was as he hid in that corner on the tire side and took down 2 players and continued the scoring for Str8 Tilted.
You could just see that Matt wanted to push in that 1v2, but then just the shift mentally to double back. And now look at the oddball rotation coming out from Str8 Tilted. They're running away with the ball, but it's not uncontested. Godnade's gonna find the kill, find the melee. They stop the ball carrier just in time. Waystation were starting to look like they were going to be in trouble, but they found the kills when they needed. This ball is still out in the open, up for grabs. 3 players on the side of Str8 Tilted, rotating P Street, and Godnade is actually out of nades to work with. Only the BR left to his name, and that's going to be enough to find a kill.
It's a crucial sequence right here because the winner of this battle not only gets that oddball sitting precariously at the front of C, but the stalker rifle above it. And I gotta point out, Magic, in round 2, it was the stalker control, specifically from Godnades, that really had this team back in it. But instead, the 3-4 down for Waystation is gonna put them on life support as Str8 Tilted has the final stretch here, needing 30.
Only 30 seconds left for them to take the series, to be crowned the Chumps. But there is time for Waystation to break through. Here comes the push. Grumble had the Bulldog, but he doesn't get close enough to shut it down. Instead, it's Jarboil who clutches up with the double kill. But on the other side, the kills went the other way. It's still a scramble. Bulldog in the hands of Jarboil. And I think there was a little bit of a friendly fire there with that melee.
Hey, you might have to buy your buddy a beer after that. If you end up as the chump, you got to apologize for the blue eye you gave the homie. Crumble with the rockets, looking to make sure he does much more than provide a blue eye to the face of his opponents. A last-ditch effort for this Waystation squad, and 4 go down for Str8 Tilted. What? An opportunity here for Waystation to come back, but it's going to take more of that flawless Halo we just saw in that previous sequence.
Yeah, that was a flawless breakthrough there, led by Venom. And here comes Venom on the respawn, trying to win back his crown to get the final 8 seconds. Crumble, once again with the clutch plays, had the clutch breakthrough and now wins the clutch piv. The rotation comes through, and now it's Waystation rotating across the map.
Jarble's the last player alive, and if he chooses to overextend here and push as a 1-by-1, he could go down in a stagger, but instead takes down Godnades. Unbelievable slay. Takes down the damage and the shields of another, and this is going to cause a nade frenzy here at the ATMs. That oddball will go down. Map mode. Only 2 alive here for Str8 Tilted. This is absolutely a comeback here for Waystation, as they're looking the strongest they've looked all series, you could even argue.
Oh my gosh, 7 seconds all Str8 Tilted need to win this series, but it's the round of slays after round of slays that Waystation are winning to hold on to objective control and get right back in this game, trying to force the game 5. It's Carnage chasing down Dala with the bandit, finds the kill, only needing 5 seconds, and he rounds the corner. I don't think there's anyone that can reach in time. 2 great breakthroughs from Waystation, 2 incredible rounds of slays. And we just saw it as almost being possible.